Police fire water cannon on students demonstrating in Algiers. The protesters wanted to get to the Constitutional Court to stop Abdelaziz Bouteflika standing for a fifth term in next month's presidential election. Bouteflika, who's been in power since 1999, was expected to submit his candidacy in time for Sunday's deadline. The 82-year-old has used a wheelchair since suffering a stroke in 2013 and is rarely seen in public. He recently travelled to Switzerland for medical checks. On Saturday, he sacked his veteran campaign manager, possibly a tactic to calm the growing protest movement that started last month. The day before, tens of thousands of people had taken to the streets in the capital. Police used tear gas and there were scuffles near the presidential palace. There were also large demonstrations in the second city, Oran, and other towns across the country. The protests represent the biggest challenge in years to the authorities and have surprised some observers.
Remember, on the fourth term of Bouteflika in 2014, there was tens to hundreds of protesters, so not that much. We're seeing now hundreds of thousands of protesters, and the concentration was just in Algiers and maybe one or two towns, but that was it. So in terms of intensity, scale, geographical location, numbers, we're talking about a very, very different level, and it's very surprising.
In Algeria, half the population is under the age of 30, and calls for protests on social media have resonated particularly with young Algerians who struggle to find employment. For now, there hasn't been major violence, but the anger hasn't gone away. Nadeem Barber, Al Jazeera.